This is Marie, and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot. And today, we're going to be talking about the 2022 midterm election. Now, before we dive into it, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be using the 100% plastic Rider Tarot deck today. And do feel free to share, like, subscribe. As you know it, I love the love and attention. So do feel to share, like, subscribe. Now, the reason why I want to talk about the midterm election, 2022 election, is because we're a couple of days away from it. I live in America. I live in Georgia, and a lot of places they already started early voting, and this is being spearheaded by Stacey Abrams. I don't even know if that's even legal or constitutional, but anywho, it's being done. I believe the electoral there has been a compromise reached where certain it's okay to have early election done in certain areas, but I don't remember the whole details. Frankly, I think it's sketchy. I'm gonna wait until the day of to do my election because I want to minimize the fraud, so to speak. So I'm not gonna do any early voting myself. I'm gonna go on the day of, on November 3rd, to cast my ballot, and I hope everybody who lives in the States will do the same, so we can overwhelm the system so much so that it will be very difficult for them to, lie and steal and cheat again. So with that being said, now, full disclosure, about a month and a half ago, my brother and I, we did a look to see if there was going to be a midterm election, because even around that time, I believe Phil G have put it out there that there might not be one. Now, when I looked, it said that what came about was a soft yes with a page. I don't remember which page it was. To say that, well, it's as if the universe is trying to say, well, it's on the calendar, for the election to occur. But I didn't see any confidence, I didn't see any strong cards to show that it was going to happen. So that's why I'm very curious to see what the cards wants to say right now. Now, in case you haven't known, I do have to point out again that Phil G and Lynn Wood, they have been talking about, if you don't fix the 2020 election, how can you expect this election to work, to come to fruition? So he did make a valid point. Now, when they were talking about these things in, I think, July, or maybe before that, a lot of people were ignoring them, and especially Phil G, not talking about it really. But as the days approaches, I'm seeing a lot of entertaining that thought that there might not be an election, and even this other anon, SG anon, is mentioning the same as well. So now I'm very curious to see, if there is going to be an election. Now, this should not discourage you in no shape, way, or form from doing your civic duty. But we just want to kind of see what the cards wants to say about that. Because again, we don't know what's going on in the background. Personally, I'm going and vote. Because I think not to will be just wrong. Because it's as if you're giving up on doing the right thing. So let's see what the cards was to say about this. Is there going to be a 2022 midterm election on November 3rd? So I think that's a nice way to ask the question. There's going to be a 2022 midterm election. First card is the five of wands. Judgment card. Situation. Page of sword. Pass. Queen of pentacle. Present. Temperance. Outlook. Potential outlook. And this is the three of wands as clarification. King of pentacle as clarification. Wow, that's a lot to unpack here. Okay, so the first card to come about is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands, to answer the question, is the Five of Wands. So wow, so that tells me the Five of Wands is a card of banter, if it's well aspected, but it could be a card of conflict, of fighting, of struggle of sort, if it's not well aspected. Now the first card to come out is this card to answer the question of whether there's going to be a midterm election for 2022. And this conflict is telling me that somehow, some way, they're going to create an event to either distract people from the election to take place, or there's going to be a major event. So I don't know whether it means it's the war that they're trying to ramp up. I don't know if it's the Antifa. They're probably going to try to do another quote unquote insurrection, either through Antifa or BLM or any one of those goons that they use when things don't go their way in order to generate conflict and fear. And the card that aspects it underneath is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, you can see this gentleman showing us his back, and he's dressed in attire of a person who's about to embark a new journey. He's look at the horizon. Maybe you might be able to see properly, but if you look the horizon, you see ships, as if he's trying to embark on a new journey. So as if the card is trying to say that they're going to create a conflict of such magnitude to turn us away from doing just that, from voting. Wow. And situation is the Judgment card. So the Judgment card is usually an eye-opening moment for everybody. It's like a wake-up call. You can see this angel, this trumpet, and then force everybody to wake up from their stupor, wake up from being this zombie. So this is what the Judgment is about. Some event will occur to you, and then that event shakes you up to the point that, oh my God, you've never feel alive before. It's kind of like that moment, and a lot of people feel that wake-up call when somebody that they love or they care about passes away, or when something occurs that's so traumatic or that's so ingrained. It shakes your foundation, right? And it forces you to reevaluate life. And something is going to occur that's going to have that same feeling, that's going to shake our foundation, that's going to shake us to the core to wake up. And I think this card is probably for people who have not been really paying attention, seeing the signs, seeing the breadcrumbs here and there, that the matrix has been falling and that things have not been the same, normal, quote unquote, for a very long time. And I think that's going to be a very shocking event. Now, not only shocking for us, for people who have not been waking up, but I think it's going to be shocking for the deep state, because this is the card that's aspecting them. Now, usually this card, the King of Pentacles, it's a beautiful card. Somebody generous, somebody successful, somebody who knows how to use uh, uh, finite resources and make something great out of it. You know, now for me, this card, that card revealed itself to me as being a deep state card. Why? Because, you know, cabal, they have been in power for generations. Their kids have been in power in generations, and they have been accumulating wealth and resources. They control, you know, the majority of the resources of the planet, and in doing so, they have been in control, and then they have a mass success. You know, so this tells me this is going to be also a wake-up call specifically for the deep state, whichever is left that have not been apprehended, so to speak. So that's an interesting card. So I wonder, is it the EBS that's going to be uh, uh, that's going to occur as a result of the conflict? Does it mean that the military is going to be activated from um, this event, from this conflict? So it kind of tells me that there's going to be, you know, once they put in that conflict, turning people away from voting, it looks like something is going to be activated of sorts. So I wonder, is it the military? Is it the mass arrest of how these people has been uh, manipulating people and also trying to steal elections? So I wonder if that's what these cards mean, the EBS or the military coming about, because this wake-up call sounds pretty, you know, pretty big. Now, moving on. Page of Sword. This is what occurred in the background, in the past, recent past. Page of Sword is a messenger. It could be an agent of change, uh, spiritual change because the sword, or it could be information. It's going to be tossing words. Now, we have been hearing, and it could be gossiping innuendo as well, right? And we have been hearing that rumor for a while now. Like I mentioned before, Phil G, SJ Anon, and Lynn Wood have been talking about, well, if you don't fix 2022 election, how do you expect, you know, this one to work out for you, for us, for everybody? So that's, the message has been there. It's been blended, right? Uh, and so, okay, got it. Now, the Queen of Pentacles in the present, she is a successful lady, very generous. She have had to overcome a lot of obstacle in order to come to this situation, to come to this position of wealth, of comfort, of generosity. And it's as if this is to tell me it's the truth. The truth took a long way, but it's finally gonna come out, you know, um, in a way that's gonna be well received with that Queen of Pentacles. So that's interesting. I wonder, is it the information about the election, or is it in some kind, whichever way it is, but it's going to be so tangible, so real, irrefutable, that, you know, the Queen, you cannot mess with the Queen, obviously. So that tells me that it's going to come out in a big way. And you see, everything is aspecting each other so well with that conflict that's gonna come about. I guess as soon as that conflict unleashes itself, information is gonna come out in a big way with that Queen of Pentacles, because Queen is assets, is tangible, is real, is information that cannot be refuted, and then that information as a result is gonna really open people's eyes in a big way. And then the result, outcome, is the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a beautiful card. It's a card of balance. It's as if to tell us, don't worry, things are going to work itself out. Now, I don't know whether it means that with the balance card, there's no way to know whether the election is going to come about, or it's probably going to be postponed and done at a later date. I don't know. But the universe says, you know, amidst all of what's going to happen, things is going to work itself out. and that uh, uh, with that King of Pentacle, that things are gonna come out to expose a lot of truth, a lot of information, especially about a particular group of people that have been really pushing about the Great Reset, uh, uh, the World Economic Forum Great Reset, and as a result, a lot of people are gonna be turning away from that world reset, or from that group of people, or that way of thinking. They would want to do something new, something better, something more agreeable. And so this is gonna, oh wow, this is gonna really test. So this is the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is it's it's the card before the last card of the last card will be the Ten of Wands. So we are close to, you know, the end of that chapter. We just have to hold on a little bit longer and be more resilient, because those events that's going to occur is going to activate a lot of drama, and it's going to really test our patience. It's going to really test our resilience, and especially amidst all that confusion and dysfunction and craziness. So, wow, wow. I'm gonna take one card, and then it's like things are gonna change quickly afterwards, because I need to see what's going on here, right? So things are gonna be moving forward. The events are gonna be moving pretty fast when all of that is activated, and then eventually things are gonna work itself out. Okay, so the card is keep on showing the theme of things are gonna work itself out. Okay, so I think we kind of have an idea of what to expect for the next few days, especially for the midterm election. Wow. Wow. Thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. That was a lot to unpack here right there. I have no words. The things the cards will say. We just have to wait and see, and be stay in prayer, stay in positivity, and let's hang in there until we weather this storm. Again, thank you. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.